Good morning, everyone. I'm Aisel T. Madero from BSED English 3B, and I'm going to discuss the continuation of low bandwidth teaching plan in response to the COVID 19 pandemic. So, the next strategy is independent student learning. While videos and recorded lectures are helpful, relying on these as the primary source of direct instruction in distance learning creates inequality for students who do not have consistent access to reliable internet and devices, and present barriers for teachers without reliable connection for uploading. Additionally, video material may restrict students from receiving proper support specified by IEPS or English Language Services. Positioning instructions surrounding documents rather than video enables scaffolds to be directly incorporated through graphic organizers, vocabulary lists, note-taking guides, and etc. Under independent student learning strategy, we have scaffolded readings, active reading activities that prompt students to process the information presented are beneficial in student learning. When used in conjunction with real-time direct instruction from the teachers, students build a repertoire of learning that accommodates varying individual strengths as students are able to interact with the same content through multiple access points of reading, writing, and listening. As readings are commonly structured in classes, previous year's materials are able to be used. Formatting reading activities such as a Google document or PDF lowers bandwidth required from students. Next is independent research of topic. In place of students note-taking from a teacher-prepared reading or video, asking students to complete their own research of vocabulary and processes for a content topic. This allows students the flexibility to create their initial understanding on any connected device including phones. Additionally, independent research is well structured to engage students in real-time instruction as they have time to prepare before sharing out. Sharing in class may be done verbally, which is inclusive for students who require calling into video meetings, through chat features of online meetings, or may be done through collaborative documents like Google Slide or Google Documents. Moving on, here are some low bandwidth platforms we can use in teaching and learning. We have Google Classroom with the Google Suite, Google Docs, Sheets and Slides, and Google Form. In Google Classroom, it is compatible with many online education platforms. It also integrates with all other Google Suite products, including Gmail, Calendar, Documents, Sheets, Forms, Slides, Meet, YouTube, and more. It organizes class announcements, assignments, and materials. Built-in grading management system, including auto-grading on quiz assignments. It has the ability to add parents of students who will receive weekly summary of all child's Google Classroom assignments and materials. It also automatically saves all materials and assignments posted to the classroom's Google Drive. It emails notification for students when materials posted. All posts save under Stream tab in Google Classroom, able to serve as a class email listserv. It has ability to create assignments with teacher-owned documents shared with students to view or edit. It also has ability to create assignments with Google Docs, Slides, or Sheets individually owned by students, and the app is available on smartphones. In Google Documents, Sheets, and Slides, it automatically updates and saves to Google Drive. It creates free presentations, documents, and spreadsheets from scratch or from templates. Tracks changes by students and teachers able to revert to past version. It also able to edit Microsoft PowerPoints, Word, or Excel documents online with and without converting to the Google version. The app is available on smartphones and available for offline editing. In Google Forms, it creates quizzes or surveys with various types of questions, answer types, organized questions by section. It automatic grading when created as a Google Classroom assignment, grades automatically imported into Classroom. Teachers can add different feedback for correct and incorrect answers, may be returned immediately or manually. It has the ability to lock Chromebooks from viewing other windows. It also able to shuffle order of questions and answer choices. It also automatically generates analytics or responses, able to export responses data to sheet. It has the ability to include videos, pictures, and audio media. It has the ability to add response validation. An app is available on smartphones, and students able to easily complete on smartphone. So, how low bandwidth teaching will save us? In conclusion, education should always be delivered at the highest quality possible. If students and teachers have the access to technology required for the most successful and engaging distance learning tactics. None of this is to say that video conferencing is inherently bad or that it has no place in an online course. It's simply a reminder that seemingly small and sometimes unconscious choices about the technologies we use can have a big impact on how inclusive and effective our teaching is. The more aware we are of this, the more we can ensure we're choosing the right tools for the right reasons. It is important that school system to ensure all students receive quality education through a distance learning model with awareness that technology access inequity disproportionately affects low-income and rural communities. Technology access is no longer an educational add-on. It is a functional utility that all students must have access to in order to narrow the disproportionate effects of COVID-19. Distance learning requires much more than an internet connection. We require students to demonstrate technology literacy that may or may not have been given the chance to develop throughout their education. Creating a low bandwidth plan for students can be individually constructed for a narrow group of students or used class-wide depending on the variability of technology access. Low bandwidth strategies represent a specific response to actual need, with the most engaging and productive form of distance learning always pursued.